Welcome back to another episode of the Cage Walk Podcast presented by Kayla, or with Kayla, presented by OddSmokerMMA. MMA. Right now, I have Bailey, not so, oh my
Jolly.
God, I know, not so jolly. I'm sorry. Um, Look, and you said you're going to be the nervous one. I've done a lot of this. I don't know why I just messed that up. Let me start that over. Um, Today, I have Bailey, not so jolly, here with me. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Besides the fact I just butchered your name because it's like one of my all-time favorite names that I've come across. So I'm very disappointed in that with myself. um, Thank you for coming and joining me today. Bailey here has an upcoming fight June 28th with Milk and Cookies in Hattiesburg. How are you feeling so far? You know, we're literally a month out today.
I'm feeling good. I'm excited. My last fight was canceled, turned into a boxing match, so I'm looking forward to putting on a show for everybody come to 28.
Yeah, how's camping going?
It's going good. I've been working solely on my boxing and my kickboxing this camp.
Um, let's talk a little bit more into camp. So you said you're working on kickboxing during it. Has that been a challenge for you in the past?
I mean, I guess just as much as a challenge as it would be for anybody that's just getting started. It's like it's just another day, honestly.
Right. Um, okay. How long you been training?
I've been training on and off for a few years now. I started doing kickboxing in Colorado in 2020.
Okay. What got you into it?
I've always been a fan of MMA, UFC, but what initially got me into actually competing was I had went to my stepbrother Jay's fight in November last year. He fought BP for the belt at 145. And after their fight, I'm just sitting there and I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, man, I'm supposed to be in there. Like, and that's what made me decide. I was like, now I'm here.
No, you're just doing it. That's awesome. Um, so the first time that you walked into the cage or the ring, what was going through your mind? And you said your last fight got canceled, so it turned into a boxing match.
Um, Honestly, nothing. Just win. That was what was going through my mind. Just don't get my ass kicked.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm sorry if I'm messing up with someone else, this is your debut MMA.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. So and you're not nervous. You're not having any,
No.
feel like no.
No.
Okay.
Fighting is something that I've always enjoyed doing. So it's just like to be able to go into a cage and fight is just like it's more exciting than anything. Whether if I win or lose, I'm in there.
That's awesome. That's a great mindset, though. I mean, I've had some people who are nervous and they kind of like panic, especially with it being in their not panic, but get nervous. It's their debut. It's the first time they're going out doing it.
I can
Um,
imagine. I can imagine. I believe it takes a certain type of mindset to willingly get locked in a cage with somebody to fight.
yeah, but I could never do it. It's what I just talked about in my last interview. I have so much respect for people who do it because I love watching it. I'm not gonna lie, I love y'all getting punched in the face. It's so entertaining. But for me, going out doing it, I could never do it. I will continue to support continue to support the sport and the fighters that I work with and the promotion that I work with. But to actually go out and do it, I'm like, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Um, what um, so- it's I'm trying to rearrange my questions since it's your debut. Um, how do you think? So again, it's your first one, but obviously the pressure, the game change. You're gonna go in that cage. You're gonna have a mindset and a plan. How do you think you will adapt to changes to that?
I think I'll adapt just fine because during my boxing match, I kept having to kind of stop myself and regather because I kept catching myself setting up to throw a kick, and it's like you can't kick in boxing. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like I think I'll adapt to it just fine because that's what I've been training for. That's what I've been wanting to do forever now.
You said you loved UFC. You know, you've been watching it. Do you have a favorite UFC fighter?
Lyoto Machida.
How come?
I've always just been a big fan of him. The way he's a very technical fighter, very intense fighter. But what kind of just made me start following him more is when he just came in and absolutely destroyed Rashad Evans.
Yeah, that and
Yeah,
Rashad. Yeah, I think that was a shock to a lot of people.
it was because Rashad Evans wasn't no slouch by any means. And Lyoto Machida just came in and
No.
made light work of that man. And it was just like, man, this dude is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, my questions just keep going out of my head right now. Um, if you could pick, and these are just kind of fun questions now. So we touched base on your camp and what got you in. Um, if you could fight any fighter in the world, present fighter or a retired fighter, who would you want to hypothetically want to fight?
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. See, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to pick somebody in the lightweight division because that's where I would fight. Man, in all honesty, I would have loved to be able to fight like Jose Aldo,
Mm,
just because like Jose was a well known fighter. He was a champion at one point. He was one of those people, win or lose. I would have wanted to fight him just to be able to say I fought him.
yeah, and he was definitely was a great fighter. You know, I
He
hate he's
was.
retired, and
Oh, me too. I was.
um, yeah, I was a little sad on that one. I was definitely an Aldo fan, for sure. So you went through camp, obviously. I keep jumping all over. But you went through a camp where it got canceled and you end up having to box. And obviously weight cut sucks, you can't eat. Do you have a favorite food that you know you'll want to eat after weight cut and after you go through weigh-ins, or a favorite meal after the fight?
To be fairly honest with you, weight cut really isn't too bad for me. I typically stay within the 10-15 pound range of my fight weight. So cutting weight really isn't too much of a difficulty for me. It's just I slow down on the heavy lifting and I just pick up my cardio and conditioning.
All right.
Yeah.
I I couldn't do it. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, there's some guys that go in there and they'll drop 20 plus pounds and I'm like, man, I don't see how they do it. I don't I don't.
Yeah, it's crazy seeing fighters, especially the fighters who are changing weight classes, going up or down, and from what they fought. And I'm just like, how do you do that? Like, it's insane.
Yeah, but so I imagine it does take a lot of adjusting as far as dieting and exercise goes because I mean, you can eat healthy, but if you don't exercise, you'll either gain the weight or you'll lose it, and vice versa. You can exercise, but if you're not eating healthy, you'll either gain or lose weight. So it's like I don't know, but my diet really didn't change.
Well, that's good. At least I mean, you're one of the lucky ones, that's for sure. Which I'm sure a lot of fighters will agree. That you don't have to go through that. You know, that you stay on point even when you're not in camp. Not get you get ready to cut weight. So that's awesome. What has been the most important thing you've learned during training over the last couple of years?
Uh, to always be ready, but don't anticipate too much because you can never call your fight. You can have all the confidence in the world, but it all just kind of depends on skill set. So it's like be ready for whatever the outcome might be.
That's awesome. That's very important too. I know a lot of fighters go in and they have a game plan, and that's why I asked about pressure and stuff, because you go in with a game plan. 100% of the time, it doesn't go as planned. I feel like um, you can go in there knowing what you're going to do, but like I said, you can't call your fight. You have no idea what's going to happen in that fight till you step in that cage.
Exactly.
So the fact that it's your debut, you're confident that you can adjust to, obviously you're gonna go in, you're gonna want to do what you want to do, but it's not gonna go the way you want it to, in the sense of the actual fight itself. And you can adapt to that, and that's good. That's I feel like a lot of fighters, especially regional fighters on level, there's something they're still learning.
Right.
Let's see. I don't want to take up too much time because I know you have to get back. So I'll just jump into where can we find you on social media?
Honestly, all I have is Facebook and Snapchat. Those are the only two socials I have.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
my,
so,
my little brother
go
keeps
ahead.
telling me that I should make an Instagram or something, but I don't know. I figured I'd get a couple more fights on my record, and then I'll worry about the promoting myself and everything.
You can never start promoting too early.
That is fair. That is fair.
Coming from someone who never used Instagram, really, definitely worth looking into. Especially now, that you are with promotion who does do a lot of promoting for their fighters. Look into it. But I'm assuming your Facebook name is Bailey Jolly.
It is.
Not that, yeah. Anybody that you want to shout out for this fight, sponsors, anything?
Only shout out is my opponent, Jackson. I hope you're ready, man, because we're gonna put on a show for everybody.
Yeah.
That's all I'm hoping for.
I was sure it was going to be my final question, words you had for your opponent, but you beat me to it. Um, well, y'all, again, June 28th, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Bailey Not So Jolly will be taking on Jackson in his debut fight. Come check them out. Milk and Cookies is a great promotion. Jordan Thrash, who runs it, can never go wrong with going to their fights. As always, you can find me at OddSmoker MMA on all social media platforms. Reach out for your graphic needs, shirt designs, whatever. Um, Bailey, it has been a pleasure.
It has. It was awesome.
I can't wait to see you June 28th and get on and do another interview with you.
Awesome. Thank you. I hope you have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.